our players have given everything in that match. We have fought. That was a real physical, hard shift for everybody. And that's the kind of thing that we're going to need in our battle to stay up.
It seems like you're taking more positives from the game than negatives. Presumably talking about the effort of the boys and the unity they showed defensively. I'm asking you, do you review that sort of game and think to yourself that that's progression from where you were?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you come into a game with a losing run that we've been on, and you're playing Tottenham, one of the top teams in the country with attackers like Son and Kane, and we're able to keep a clean sheet, and I felt deserved that clean sheet. And the players give what they gave in the game. You know, a lot of people come into this game today would have thought that watching us previously would thought that we've not responded well to the fight ahead of us. I think today we gave everything that we've wanted to give in the previous games, and we've shown that our hat's still in the ring. You know, we're still in there, and we won't quit till the end.
I remember speaking to you after the West Ham and how disappointed and honest you were during that time, but also saying that you needed a bit of luck. Now, when you look at decisions like the VAR tonight, I mean, how do you kind of take it? I mean, it's difficult for anybody to take.
Well, you can look at it as if things are against us and it's not meant to be. But I've never had that mentality. My mentality is on to the next game, and you know we can win that one.
Are there any frustrations? Sorry, go on.
Of course, you're frustrated because you know it didn't go for us. But there's been other games where VAR has worked for us. The win against Chelsea, and so people say it evens itself out. I think we're hugely unlucky not to win that match tonight because I thought we defended so well, limited a very good team to very few chances, and although we didn't create an abundance of opportunities, I felt the best ones in the game were ours.
And I want to ask you now, how do you kind of confidence-wise lift the boys again to elevate again going on to the weekend?
I think after that performance, I don't have to lift them as I have tried to do in recent weeks. I think the confidence will be there from that game. And as I said, hopefully that's the momentum shift we needed. It's not the 3 points we craved, but it's a step in the right direction.
I think just finally, sorry, Eddie, I just wanted to ask you about such a statistic. I remember when we were speaking at the West Ham game, you were talking about wanting to get a consistency, especially defensively within your team. The injuries were sort of affecting your element of being able to get that consistency. Do you feel like hopefully you can get that sort of consistency with that back four now in the final few games?
Well, we'll see. I think we've still been tested in that regard. We lost Chris Mepham. Obviously, we hope we don't lose Adam tonight and David. So we'll see. I think it's been a challenge for us this season, but I think this has probably been the most numbers I've had to pick from, probably at any point during the season. I've said many times before, I don't think all those players are 100% fit, but I think with every game they're getting better.
Top man, thank you, Eddie. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, JD. Any others from anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Andy Dillon from The Sun, please. Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
Hiya. Just a couple from me. Firstly, I wonder what you made of the early incident involving Josh King and Harry Kane, the VAR, the penalty claim. The TV studio saw it as a nailed-on penalty. So I'd like if you could give us your thoughts on that. And secondly, is there not a danger? It's a great performance and everything. Is there a danger you're running out of time for those kind of performances to save you? That there's perhaps this may have come just a bit too late?
On the first one, the penalty, I'm only as good as your eyes, really. I've not seen it again. So it wasn't given. VAR's there for that. So if we've got the benefit of VAR in that decision, then I'll take that against the two that we didn't get tonight. In terms of running out of games, yeah, it's a possibility. Who knows? But we still have games left and we still have points to play for and we still believe. So the end of the season will tell us the answer to that question.
Thank you.
Eddie, just one from me, if I may. Defensively, the team seemed very solid and were able to weather certain periods of pressure in a way that at times this season we've seen them falter. How pleasing was that to see them react in that way and to be that solid?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with the question, and we haven't absorbed pressure anywhere near well enough this season from a defensive perspective, and that's been a huge frustration because there's points that we could have won, games that have slipped away from us due to that. I think tonight you saw a team that can defend. You saw a team that was fully committed and showed a lot of quality in our defending. Again, I'd highlight all of the back five, really, where Jack came on as well, did very well. Lloyd Kelly deserves special mention because of the lack of football that he's had. but I think he's shown in his last 2 games the promise that I've been talking about, where no one's seen. How highly I rate him and where I think he can go in his career.
He's been thrown into a really difficult environment at the moment, really high pressure, high stakes, big games against big opponents. He's really seemed to have stepped into it, and at centre half too, he can play in both positions. So, as you say, how pleasing is that?
Yes, it's been brilliant to see. You want to give young players opportunities, and we believe we've brought a lot of young players to the football club, and we believe in them. Sometimes you get thrown in at the deep end and you find out the most answers, and I think with Lloyd, the last 2 games, he's been immense for us. It's just the start of the journey for him. There's a lot more to come, but very pleased with the start he's made.
Thank you.
Tony Banks, have you got one?
I just wanted to really, this is something you can build on, isn't it? This result, it seems to me, and more particularly this performance. And it seemed like the last couple of games you haven't been able to do that, but I would say probably from this one you can build on, can't you?
We have to. I don't think can. We have to. This was a big moment for us. We needed something to turn for us, something to change. So it wasn't the win that we wanted. It was the performance and a decent result. And I think we haven't put that together anywhere near enough times consistently. So we have to look at the positive. We have to look at that as the moment that changes everything for us.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
Any others before we leave you to Jose?
Just quickly, Eddie, on Phillip Billing, he wasn't in the squad today. Is he okay?
Phil's fine. We decided to take this opportunity to try and get him fitter. Due to our situation coming out of lockdown, obviously Phil got quite a serious ankle injury right at the start of our training, and we rushed him back, and we just felt that we needed to take him out to get him fitter so he can give more on the pitch.
Thank you.
Can I just ask very, very quickly, just on Adam Smith, Eddie, the fact that he's sitting up and still in the stadium, that means there's no suspicion of any fractured cheekbone or concussion. He's just bruised.
I've got no idea, to be honest. All I've seen, I spoke to him and he's sitting up and he's talking to me. So in terms of actually what happened, I've got no idea.